Vanessa and Amiri, I'll start with you both. I think this is such an amazing opportunity to tell your stories on such a huge platform as well. So I was wondering if you guys could just both kind of touch on like what it means to see your stories come to life in this way and potentially touch other people who may be going through the things that you went through.
It means the world to be able to know that my story might potentially help someone out who's in a position where they're looking at what does it mean to grow up or what will it look like when I grow up. And I also think that I'm really excited to see people who grown up reaction to the series in addition to young people. I think that when I was younger, I so needed a show like this. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity and really excited to see how it takes off.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Amiri because it's sort of surreal for me because when I was younger, I wanted a show where I could look and see me, and this is exactly what this show is. And so I'm very grateful for the fact that I hopefully will be that representation for someone else who's looking on this show and for someone else to see that it's okay to not be okay sometimes and things will get better.
Definitely. And then you have that added component of this like beautiful visual story being told. And Ekwa, Elegance, and Rudy, I was wondering, if you guys could talk a little bit about how you collaborated with the heroes to kind of bring their stories to life and what it was kind of like to sort of take these stories and do them on this scale.
Yeah. For me, it was just a matter of like trying to really honor Amiri's experience and to make sure that we were collaborating with one another hand in hand. I didn't want to, force anything on him. I rather wanted to really take him seriously as to his own experience. And we had such wonderful support from the production itself. Disney Plus was super supportive, and it just created a safe space where we could have some fun and take some risk. And it feels like it turned out pretty good.
I was just going to say, part of my process with Vanessa, she was so open and vulnerable with her story, so I felt like I needed to also share my story with her. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of similarities. We have a lot of parallel points, along our journeys, and being able to, just let her know that I come as an ally and as a support, and to be able to, put a spotlight, a positive spotlight on her story, regardless of what the content is. Some of it's hard, but a lot of it is plenty to celebrate. And that in and of itself, I thought was such a worthwhile component to be able to all of us gather to celebrate the lives of all of our heroes here.
Yeah. And I think for me, the challenge is always, especially when you have such a large sort of mechanism behind something and all these big lights and people and crew and cameras everywhere, to what I try to do with David was sort of bring down some of that pressure of, you're not here to entertain us, you're not here to give us a story that is anything other than your authentic true self. And so trying to always talk to him the same way when we're in the interview chair that I talked to him when we were in the green room, when we were hanging out outside. It was always about understanding that we were here to get your authentic true story, because that's enough. We don't need anything salacious or anything over the top from you. We want your true story because that's what we want to put out into the world. So creating that atmosphere and letting David, and I'm sure all the other directors, letting their heroes know that you are enough. You're plenty. Listen to Amiri and Vanessa. They're absolutely brilliant. They're brilliant kids. And so we had to just sort of get out of the way of them and let them tell the story.
Definitely. Well, it was beautiful to watch. Thank you for your time today. Thank you, Vanessa and Amiri, for sharing your stories. It was amazing.